Hey, JRT here, and welcome back to another episode of Throwback. It's where I show you guys some previous gameplays that I've made throughout the years and how I've progressed up until today. And I've been playing since Modern Warfare, so that's probably what, 8 years ago? 9 years ago, I guess. And currently I'm playing Nuketown on Black Ops 1. I've already shown you my stats in some small clips in the last episode. And in episode 1 I showed you Modern Warfare and World at War stats because at the time they didn't have theater mode. Black Ops 1 was actually the first game to actually utilize theater mode, and you can save your favorite gameplays. I've only saved a few of them. I had many great gameplays, but I never bothered to save them because, of course, I was never thinking of doing YouTube at the time. So for me, theater mode wasn't important, but luckily I did save a few gameplays. And this is one of them. This is Hardcore Headquarters, and I go 113 to 16. Now this gameplay actually took place February 24th, 2011, and was originally 15 minutes and 22 seconds. I've shortened it down to about 13 minutes to cut out some of the delays between capture points. And for those that don't know what Hardcore Headquarters is, it's essentially you capture a point, which obviously you can tell right now that it says capture. And you have people defend it while the other people cap it. I was a defender. I was playing with my clan at the time. And see, we now captured the point, and now we have to defend it. You defend it for about a minute. As you can tell, there's a counter at the right-hand corner, top right-hand corner of your screen. And you got to stay alive for that entire minute to defend that point.
SR-71 online.
If you die and you have teammates remaining, then you have to wait until you respawn after they've captured it or the time runs out. In other words, you have to wait for the counter in the top right hand corner to get to 0, or you wait until the enemy recaptures the point. So I did cut out a lot of that in this gameplay, because I do die off and on during the capture points. Now this was the nice thing back then. I enjoyed this a lot. A lot of people didn't, because it didn't really support the OBJ player. But this game utilized, along with World at War and Modern Warfare, kill streaks. I love this. This was my favorite kill streak, though. It just worked so well in hardcore. It's the Huey. So what I mean by kill streaks and score streaks, kill streaks, you get a certain amount of kills and you get a kill streak. So in this instance, I am using, after 5 kills, Napalm, after 8 kills, Blackbird, after 9 kills, Huey. And a lot of people didn't like that idea because it didn't really support the OBJ player, because if you really suck at this game, you won't ever get a kill streak, essentially. But if you're a big OBJ player, like today's standards, then you'll get a lot of points in today's games. But back then you wouldn't get any other point other than just the points themselves to level up. You wouldn't get any special score streak. So as you can tell, the difference between my Black Ops 3 gameplays and my Black Ops 1 gameplays is you can see the sensitivity. My sensitivity was on default. I played on default for a number of years and started increasing it in MW3. I don't even know how I could play on default after playing on highest sensitivity right now. So this is the first Nuketown. I actually enjoy this Nuketown a lot better than Black Ops 3's Nuketown. This is just a classic Nuketown, boots on the ground. It was actually more strategy to it, and it was a slower paced game. I loved it. It was always better. And of course they had noob tubes. I hope noob tubes don't ever come back. It was probably one of the biggest frustrations in hardcore. And you'll see it in many other gameplays of mine in the future through throwback videos. But noob tubes were terrible. I've even utilized them a few times, but it was not my thing. I hated noob tubes. Another thing that they used was, I think they called it Last Stand in this game, kind of like Modern Warfare. But Last Stand in Black Ops 1 was just as bad. I like using flash grenades typically after I get them down to Last Stand, so I don't have to risk going out there and getting shot. And flash grenades will typically kill them in hardcore. I'm not sure about core, but hardcore you can. So I don't actually end up capping any flags. I am mainly a defender. I am not a capper, and I am playing with a lot of my friends. I actually joined their clan in World at War and been playing with them ever since.
SR-71 online. Napalm strike coming in hot.
The bad thing about the Huey, as you can tell, it gets shot down pretty fast. It's 2 rockets. Napalm was probably one of my favorite streaks. It's better than any airstrike because the fire stays behind, and if people tried, as you can tell in the right-hand corner, you can see the napalm strike. But I love that streak. If you can control which direction it goes, it's awesome. Because you can always create a barrier between you and the enemy. Especially if you're trying to defend something, you can push them back with napalm.
Friendly care package on the way.
I accidentally shot my teammate there, TJ.
Headquarters online.
Future Poker Star also has been playing alongside us ever since, and I haven't seen him lately, but he still does play. Great player. I haven't seen Bass Commander. I don't even remember who that is, but I know he was part of the team at that point. And TJ has always been a part of our team.
Friendly RCXD deployed.
Jan, I don't know who that is. That was probably a random. I think someone got kicked. Ready or Not was also part of our team. I haven't seen him forever either. I mean, I think last time I saw him was probably Black Ops 2 or maybe Ghost.
Napalm strike awaiting orders.
We've had people come and go throughout the years. Family changes, things like that kind of get in the way. Another guy that used to play with us was Rock. And I'm not sure if Rock and Reddy were the same person. They always kind of interchanged names a lot of the time throughout the years. People changed their gamer tags. And remember, this is on PlayStation 3, not Xbox. I never had an Xbox
SR-71 ready
360.
for deployment. SR-71 online.
Look at that. I'm a little camper, man. Didn't even bother going for the objectives.
Huey standing by.
Man, flash grenades were deadly back then.
Friendly spy plane inbound. Napalm strike coming in hot.
See, back then, there wasn't a lot of complaints. There really wasn't. Nowadays, it seems like everybody cries about every little detail in a new game. It's just ridiculous. You know, people had complaints back then, but it's not near as bad as it is today. And I think MLG plays a part in that, because back at this time period, these games were not really considered that competitive. Yes, there were tournaments and things like that, but MLG was never a thing. And I think now that this game's gotten more popular, more kids play it, and MLG is a big thing now, and they want it to be more fast-paced, that people complain. It's just, I don't know. I try not to complain too much about these futuristic games. I prefer boots on the ground, but these futuristic games are kind of getting a little bit boring to me. And people are just complaining left and right. Maybe it's because I've gotten into the YouTube world, and YouTube world is just a bunch of drama nowadays. Maybe that's it, but I liked it when they didn't have to buff and nerf guns all the time. Just leave the game the way it was meant to be played. I don't care about some stupid meta. I don't care about any of the UMG game battles, crap like that. Play the game in which it was meant to be played, and no matter how much you buff and nerf a weapon, there's always going to be a gun that's better than the rest, no matter what you do. Especially the amount of variety in guns you have. There's always going to be a gun that's better than the rest. There's always going to be a sniper better than the rest of the snipers, an SMG that's better than the rest of the SMGs, an assault rifle that's better than the rest of the assault rifles. There's always going to be something better. I think the only thing I can complain about that's been in this game since Black Ops 1 was how you can get kicked. I liked Ricochet better. I always have liked Ricochet. Unfortunately, the fact that
Headquarters located.
you can get killed by your score streaks or kill
Napalm
streaks
strike coming in hot.
by accidentally killing a teammate and you die mysteriously. Yeah, that can be frustrating, but at least you don't get kicked and lose a match due to your teammates. Especially when teammates have a vendetta against you because you're high prestige. I'm 1,000 prestige on Black Ops 3, and they just think that you're a hacker all the time, so they end up trying to shoot you because you're a hacker, so they get themselves kicked. Black Ops 1, when the game first came out, we never really had a problem with hackers. I don't remember at this moment in time, other than leaderboard hackers, this game wasn't really that bad.
Headquarters online.
The worst game in history for hacking was Modern Warfare 2 because it was literally 2 to 3 months after the game came out on PS3. They had infection hacks and everything like that. You could see through walls and you can jump 20 feet in the air and just ridiculous. So that was probably the worst supported game in Call of Duty history.
Our spy plane's in the air.
So I wanted to go ahead and apologize for the length of the gameplay. And the length of the gameplay was actually due to our team wanting the game to last longer. This is how we always played. We always played game modes that lasted the longest, and Hardcore Headquarters was one of them. It was better than Domination.
Friendly spy plane inbound.
You can always extend it. You can defend the target as long as you can, kind of camp it out. And that's what we did. That's how our team played. We either spawn trapped, spawn camped, and essentially spawn camping. You can do that in Domination, and you can also do it on Hardcore Headquarters. But Hardcore Headquarters, the time limit on this game is just so long that you get a lot of kills. I think if we actually went for the objective right off the bat, I would have gotten at least half the amount of kills. I wouldn't have gotten 100 plus kills in this game.
Get him out of here.
As you can tell, Spawn Trapping's still alive and well, even back then.
Friendly care package.
I don't even know how I didn't kill Ready or Not right there. That's a typical Treyarch game where hit detection and lag compensation takes place. After every DLC and patch, they seem to make it worse throughout its lifespan, which kind of sucks. I really like Treyarch games. I just wish they wouldn't make it worse as the lifespan goes on. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Sorry it was such a long video. If you stayed until the end, comment pineapple down in the comment section below. And as always, I'll see you next time.